The Clean Water Act, because the federal mitigation of waterborne pollutants within the navigable waters of the United States, the Act, was a mouthful, and people would never remember Famauapout Nav Wotus. The Clean Water Act of 1977, also known as an Act to amend the FWPCA, extensively amended the FWPCA. Technically, the CWA is just the FWPCA, amended as in 1972 the FWPCA was completely rewritten in an act called the FWPCA Amendments of 1972. The goal of the original FWPCA was to eliminate all discharges into U.S. navigable waters by 1985. Yeah. Other amendments in addition to the CWA include the Water Quality Act of 1987. The CWA passed the House and Senate in 71 and 72, respectively, but was vetoed by President Nixon on October 17, 1972. The Senate and House overrode the veto the next day. Let's hear it for checks and balances. The purpose of the act is to restore and maintain the chemical, physical, and biological integrity of the nation's waters. No, America, the waterways are not your receptacle. The CWA covers the navigable waters of the U.S., as covered in my suggested name for the act, which could simply be called Famauapout Nav Wotus. That may be on the test. The CWA also regulates discharges into wetlands to include swamps, marshes, bogs, and similar such areas which fall within the broad definition of navigable waters. Thanks to the lovely authors of the Code of Federal Regulations, this can be conveniently found in your 40 CFR 116.3. The CWA contains the Oil Pollution Act of 1990, created in the wake of the Exxon Valdez incident. So there's that. Luckily, since the 70s was a time of peace, love, and ballin', the government decided to establish the 311K Revolving Pollution Fund with a $35 million ceiling. The CWA established the National Response Center with a toll-free number to report discharges and releases. Just ask Mark for the number. Sometimes quantities hurt. A harmful quantity of oil is any amount that causes a sheen, sludge, emulsification, or discoloration in a navigable waterway. If you or someone you know has been affected by a harmful quantity, please contact the NRC at 1-800-424-8802. You down with the NCP? Yeah, you know me. And so does each owner-operator in federal, state, and local government. The CWA may be enforced in a variety of ways, including administrative, civil penalties, and criminal charges. In the words of Tupac Shakur, I didn't choose the thug life chose me. Other key points to remember, or not, I really don't care, include discharging oil and hazardous material into the waters of the U.S. and adjoining shorelines is prohibited. That's in all caps. The President shall direct all removal efforts in case of a discharge that is a substantial threat to public health and welfare. All efforts by federal, state, and local government and each owner and operator shall be in accordance with the National Contingency Plan. The President is required to establish regulations, methods, and procedures for removal of oil and hazardous substances as part of the National Response System. The President is authorized to issue regulations to prevent discharges of oil from vessels and facilities. The President is authorized to establish area committees to prepare an area contingency plan. So, in conclusion, what is a CWA? It is the principal federal statute protecting navigable waters and adjoining shorelines from pollution. It contributed to the creation of national resources for the effort of mitigating pollution and gave teeth to the regulations with monetary penalties to compel compliance. A wise man once said, "Give a man a fish, and he can eat for a day, but teach a man how to fish, and he'll be dead of mercury poisoning inside of 3 years." Thanks to the Clean Water Act, we can rest assured that the fishermen in question will live a long and healthy life.